Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hi, Lamborghini.
Dude, get a light. Focus on me. Look. Ah. See my face? See my face? You need to get a light. Keep on walking with your Walmart bag. Get a light. Are you focusing? Make sure you focus. Focus, nigga, focus. With your black ass. Nigga, get a life. Get a life, nigga. Get a fucking life. Oh, they're trying to get a plate. Oh. Wow, you're so. Are you 915 last or what? What are you? You're just a fucking ignorant fucking civilian, right? An ignorant civilian that don't have a life. Bro, keep walking, dude. Oh my God, Horizon PD pulled someone over. Watch out. Here comes the fucking nigga news. The nigga news. Fuck this fat fuck. Is this invasion of my privacy or something? Does he have a right to report me and zoom in and all this? What is this? Oh, he can. That is ridiculous. Yeah, it's on my windshield.
So I guess
Get your bitch ass away from me, nigger. Okay, if you see kind of like coming out, that's where I had it.
Okay, yeah, just put it in. Well, let's go ahead and go back on.
Nigger, bitch, you ain't got nothing else to do? You don't have no fucking life? Get a fucking life.
Let's go. I understand your question.
Yeah, that's ignorance right there. That's stupidity.
Yeah, no, I understand all of this.
It is,
We're almost
that's
done,
right,
okay?
right?
All right, we're almost done.
Officer, I'd like to report a crime.
Okay, well, you're instigating the situation, man.
I didn't instigate anything. I didn't say a word.
You're over there putting a camera on your face. Come on.
I'm standing where I'm legally allowed to be,
You are legally allowed to.
and I'm engaged in a First Amendment protected activity.
Okay.
I'd like to report a crime.
What crime do you want to report?
Disorderly conduct.
Right, okay. So you want to report that disorderly conduct. Now, here's the thing, is that if you're doing this type of stuff, and if the judge sees it, they're just going to dismiss it because of the way you are.
The way I am?
Who you are, yes. They're already aware of who you are. So do you want me to write the ticket just because of disorderly conduct?
All I'm saying, officer, is that I believe, as a citizen, that I just observed a crime. I'm reporting to you as a police officer.
It's up to the discretion of the officer, okay? Right now I'm just here because right now you're instigating the situation.
I didn't instigate anything, officer.
Are you leaving right now?
I'm standing where I'm legally allowed to be.
Yeah, you are. But you don't want to leave, man, because you're instigating the situation.
I didn't instigate anything. I didn't say a word.
Okay, why don't you just leave, man?
Because I'm allowed to be here.
Because, okay, you're allowed to be here, okay?
You're entitled to your opinion, officer, but I believe I just witnessed a crime, and I'm reporting it to you.
Right. So here's the thing, is that right now you keep recording her. She tells you to stop. It's like if I record you in your face and you don't like that, right? Obviously you do. But why do you keep doing it? That's why I don't understand.
I believe that these are questions that...
What's the purpose of you recording? That's why I don't understand.
These are the type of questions that a judge needs to be deciding in court, not you. I'm reporting the crime to you.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and issue the citation, but we need to wait until the officer finishes their job.
I'm not trying to interfere with any of that. I'm just reporting to you that I believe that
well, you are, because right now I have to step out to talk to you about the situation because you say you want to report an interference.
Oh, now you believe that I'm interfering?
That's why I'm asking you to leave, man, because you're just instigating the situation.
I didn't instigate anything. I didn't say... She walked up to me.
Some person that's not irrational is not going to come over here and start recording somebody in front of another person. Does that make sense? I've never seen... Do you start recording people just because I want to?
Do you understand that the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans has decided that this is legal?
Before you go into it...
We're in Texas.
And just go ahead and... just go ahead and take off. Did she already give you the written warning?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, just go ahead and roll the window on, okay? Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing, is that you're doing this stuff, man, it's not helping. I don't even know why you're recording her if you're going to protect her right. Why is it that you're doing that? And if she doesn't even want you here. I don't understand that.
I can do it for any reason I want. I'm not going to be explaining all those reasons tonight, but I will tell you that I believe that the behavior that she just engaged in is against the law.
Right. But here's the thing, man. Understand that you keep instigating it every night, every day. And
I did not instigate anything, officer. I'm within my rights, and I'm acting according to law.
Yes, of course. The First Amendment, you have the right to the freedom of press. I understand that.
So everything I've done tonight has been legal. So let's just make that clear.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not saying nothing for you. I'm not telling you.
But I'm reporting a crime to you.
Okay. I'm asking you to really leave respectfully.
You can be as respectful as you want, but I'm standing where I'm legally allowed to be.
So then, just if you want to stand here,
I'm reporting a crime to you.
Right, but you're doing the freedom of press. You understand that? So if you're
I'm well aware of that.
Stuff, okay, you are going to face a lot of issues like that.
And I understand that, but now that I'm reporting this crime,
okay,
yeah, you as a Texas peace officer.
Okay. Jumbo, do you want to do a citation for disorderly conduct or not? No.
Okay,
right?
and so as yeah, right. Every officer has their discretion, but I just want to make it clear that I did make that report to you.
Are we done?
No, I'd like to get your badge number, officer.
All right, so Officer Armino Montes, badge number 285, man. Okay.
Ma'am.
Officer 285. That's what I said.
Yeah, but I think you called me ma'am, but okay.
My apologies. Sir.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was your badge number, officer?
It's 23.
All right, well, just to make it clear, I'm not sure if you heard everything I told your partner here, but while you were busy over at your SUV there was like a brief exchange where this woman walked up to me, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that she violated the Texas Penal Code and engaged in disorderly conduct from the way she acted with me. Your officer right here, he was a witness. Now, like he said, every officer has discretion, especially for misdemeanors, to, you know, cite if they want to or not. But I want to, at least for the record, just let you guys know that I believe she committed the crime of disorderly conduct. Now, if you want to take action on that, you can. Obviously, your partner here,
That's why I'm telling you right now. I mean, I respect the freedom of press. I respect you to support people, and that's good. I like the transparency because that shows good in our department sometimes, and it also makes sure that we can actually focus on whatever we need to do, other than this aspect of violating rights or whatever it is that you want to pursue, which is good. But here's the thing, man.
I've seen your police department violate rights. That's why I do what I do, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which ones do they do?
I'm sorry?
Which ones do they violate?
Various search and seizure. I mean, we'll be here all night if I go into it, but just one example is, I'm sorry?
I'm all day.
Okay, so let me just give you one example, and that is September 14th, 2018. There was an incident involving, he's now a lieutenant. His name is Jaime Crespo.
Okay.
Yeah, and...
They're acting assistant chief. Okay, what?
Oh, he's acting assistant chief? Okay, but back then he was an officer or a sergeant, I guess.
Okay. You're good to go.
And, all right, so yes, ma'am, but just so we're clear before you go, I did attempt to report disorderly conduct. Your partner here, I don't know how your organization deals with all that, but I just want to let you know directly that I did attempt to report a crime to your partner here, Officer Miramontes, that I believe that woman engaged in a violation of the Texas Penal Code, disorderly conduct. So now if you guys have decided, based on your discretion as Texas police officers, to not pursue that, then that's your decision. But I want to make it for the record with this video, and I'll follow up with some paperwork later that...
I'll get you the...
Yeah. So, but yeah, I know you're busy, ma'am, so, yeah.
So were you saying with the lieutenant Visco that he was a sergeant, whatever? What was he doing?
Well, at that particular night, the sergeant, she doesn't work here anymore. Her name was Casillas, Sergeant Casillas. Right, it was 6 years ago. So things have changed, but another man that was there who still works here, now he's a corporal, was Corporal Avatia. Back then he was a patrol officer. Or did I pronounce it right? Yeah, and anyway, there was this man. He was a gringo guy, a white guy, and not that matters. I'm just giving you a description. And he was behind the 7-Eleven here, and nobody had called the police. He wasn't causing any problem, but he was just like hanging out behind the 7-Eleven. And then I guess long story short, I'm not going to keep you here all night, but...
No, I got all day, man.
Okay. Well, yeah, so just let me give you a brief version of the story. Is that Officer Crespo, he was an officer at the time, or I don't know exactly what his rank was, but Crespo came up. He saw this man. He basically started like a consensual encounter type of thing, but then after having a conversation with them, one thing led to another. I don't know what was going through Crespo's mind exactly, but he decided that this guy was EDO, or emergency detention order material.
Right, so whenever it's an emergency detention order, it's when a person has, when they have a mental disorder, or when they're going to hurt, kill or kill others. Even mental, what's it called? It's a decom. Whenever somebody goes to decom, it depends on the person, if they don't eat, if they don't sleep, if they don't do like basic needs of the human person. And I'm saying that because I did a few EDOs, and that's when I went to three weeks about a CTI. I'm sorry, crisis intervention team.
CIT.
So that's exactly, sir. So that one, so about that EDO, go ahead and explain what happened. So Crespo was over there trying to EDO that person.
I can't give you a full story. What I can tell you is this.
Well, no. The full story, man. I can't go based on hypothesis and give you a hypothesis answer.
Right. So I'm not trying to play games here. I'm giving you an explanation as far as I can is what I'm saying.
No,
So what happened was during that late fall of 2018 and then into early 2019, I started submitting open records requests about that stop because I physically witnessed it, but I don't know exactly what they were saying.
So you were able to get those open records, right?
Not all of them, only a portion.
So the only portion is because the reason why when you're not involved in the case, usually the attorney, the person that was involved in the case, can go ahead and have that full detailed records. Whenever it's a public person that's in a news outlet, or there's a third person party that's not involved in the case, that's when they only get the public release record. So that's the reason why. Okay.
Okay. No, and I appreciate that. But
Okay.
what
So what was your next question?
well, let me just briefly finish with what I was going to say is that you asked why I do what I do. I'm trying to give you one example of as to why what I do what I do.
Because of that one EDO case.
That particular incident, September of 2018, was one of the very first reasons I started doing this recording. So that's why I brought up that particular incident. Is because I happen to be down the road minding my own business. Avatia, Crespo, and Sergeant Casillas, who you said you don't know because she's gone. It was 6 years ago. But anyway, the Horizon State Police Department 6 years ago engaged in a routine practice of what they called checking on people. They would come up and just say, "Oh, I'm checking on you," but no, but it wasn't a consensual encounter. They were in.
What's the difference between checking and consensual encounter?
Is that they would not allow people to leave. For example, I'm sorry.
Was it detention?
For the man who ended up getting put in handcuffs for an EDO, obviously not. But then
usually whenever you find, like I said, falls in that category, what I just mentioned, disorders, decomp, anything like that, that's when you can go ahead and issue that EDO.
Okay.
Understand that detention, maybe it didn't seem too fair because maybe in your eyes you don't understand how the CIT situation starts from there. But usually whenever we ask questions, we don't enough report from there, that's when we can actually issue that EDO. So I gotta review that case, man. I have no idea like how that situation go. If I probably review it, it'll probably tell the reason why they did that EDO. And we have the right to do that emergency detention as long as we show that there's enough that person's gonna kill themselves or kill others. Does that make sense?
okay,
So,
no, and right.
So what was the? I don't understand what was the discrepancy on that one. That's all.
Well, what my
detention itself, or because he was EDO? Because I don't get it. Like, because you're telling me that he was checking on him, and then I told you consensual encounter, but then you're telling me it's a detention.
The reason I believe it was detention is because, based on the totality of the circumstances, from the way that Crespo approached this man and told him, "Stop right there, put your beer on the ground, come and talk to me," that instantaneously created a seizure. So you're.
Until when it becomes a detention when he finds enough findings to it. So I'm guessing if that person was drinking, might have gone through some depression or something, you know what I mean? So that's why we need to, like, I don't even know the facts, but some people, when usually the majority that drink beer, either cool down, they calm down, they relax, sometimes they go through depressants because that beer is a depressant. So that's why, like I said, I gotta review the case. But you could build that into consensual encounter and it becomes a detention, you understand? So when it becomes a detention, then that's when you can go ahead and conduct more of an investigation towards that EDO.
Yes, police officers can launch investigative detentions for many reasons.
Not many reasons, right? Whenever they have reasonable suspicion, right? So that reasonable suspicion of that person may be mentally deteriorating, or having decomp, or having suicidal thoughts, or wanting to kill themselves. That's probably why he did that detention. So it was a consensual encounter, and then upgraded to a detention once he has reasonable suspicion that it was an EDO. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, officer, and I appreciate you.
So what was the? And then what other question you got, man?
Well, before I ask any other questions, I would just like to make a statement. Is that
Ask away, bro.
okay? Or yeah, let me just make this brief statement. Is that after Crespo had begun his investigative detention of this man that I've been telling you about.
The EDO.
Yes, because imagine like behind this shopping center here, there's like a road, right? So the man was back behind the 7-Eleven, like hanging out. Now,
For example.
yeah, but this is behind the 7-Eleven. So like where we're standing, imagine behind the shopping center.
7-Eleven are you talking about?
Right down here.
So it was behind, right there in the parking lot. Yeah, in the little empty space.
Yeah, near the old water company building, yeah. And then down the road, behind the shopping center, I was parked in my truck. So you can't see it when we're standing here, but behind the shopping center, on that road back there, which it used to be dirt road back then, I was parked in my truck eating Taco Bell, and I was at a far distance, and I wasn't even really interested really, but I just happened to be sitting there just casually observing as I ate my food. Now, during the time that they were like dealing with this like EDO situation, I didn't even know what was going on at the time until I did open records request later. But while they were dealing with this man, Officer Avatia then starts approaching my truck for whatever reason. Right. Because I'm just parked there. And then, yeah. And so, well, long story short is that I'm sitting there minding my own business just eating Taco Bell. And then Officer Avatia, he then launches an investigative detention on me. And I was just sitting there down the road because he says, oh, well, that truck looks suspicious. You look suspicious. So basically, they're just running around calling people suspicious, and I wasn't even doing anything.
I mean, we got to see I got to see the facts, man. I usually don't believe. I usually look at videos from YouTube. I see videos from social media. I always got to open my Twitter text request to at least see what was the fact that was going on at that time. You do have a point. Now, the detention does come, like I said, reasonable suspicion, right? So obviously, we do have a lot of burglary crimes that happen in that area. We actually had ATVs that were stolen on one of the depots that I'm not going to go further, but we did have some that were stolen there. We did have people that would either be public intoxicated, that would actually be parking there, that would be having DWIs. So that's probably why the assumption just came there, right? It's an assumption, right? Now, once, I'm guessing, I mean, did he ask you to leave? Did he tell you to run?
No.
Did he tell you, I mean...
He drove up, or first he got out of his vehicle, started walking up to my truck. I then started my ignition and started backing up to leave. He then goes, hey, what are you doing? And then he runs over to his SUV, and as I'm driving away, he then turns on his emergency lights and pulls me over as I'm driving away, as if I'm trying to escape. And then he launched an investigative detention on me. And then when he walks up and I roll over the window, he's like, hey, what are you doing? And then he goes, oh, it's you. Like, cause I have a history with the Horizon State PD. And then I was like, okay, so why are you pulling me over? What's going on here? And he goes, I'm just checking on you. That's the phrase they used back then. And I'm like, just checking on me? Based on what? Like,
yeah, no, I gotta see that video footage, man.
Yeah. No, back then they didn't, they didn't always have so he didn't have his body cam on, but yeah, during that particular stop.
Did you do a complaint, or did you do like a request about that incident itself, like the call card?
Yes, and I can give you I happen to know off the top of my head because I did so much research on it. Yeah.
I always like reading call cards and stuff. It's interesting.
Sure. Okay. Now, I can't give you the call card for my investigative detention, which happened literally just 2 minutes after, but I can give you the call card for the EDO, which happened during the exact same time period. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So September 14th, 2018. And, oh, no, you're fine.
Hello? Yeah, no, doing good.
Will you be with Dr. Brown?
On the spot.
We'll be your negative.
Yeah,
we'll be
no,
around
I'll be
20.
today.
Great, Dr. Be advised, someone 6 is trying to get in contact with you.
10-4, we'll be at 14010 Horizon Boulevard, checking business. We'll be equipped one. So what was the address? It was,
yeah, I don't know any address, but I can give...
the date? It was September 14th?
Yeah, September 14th, 2018.
2018.
And then the event number is... Yeah, I know it by heart. Oh, yeah, trust me. The event number is 1809035. And the man that got an EDO was Jacob Neufeld. I can spell that if you need. And his last name is Reamer. I can spell that as well. Yeah, Jacob Neufeld Reamer. Mm-hmm.
Reamer as in R-E-M-O?
No. R-E-I-M-E-R. That's his last name. And his middle name is Neufeld. So that was the emergency detention. And then, like I said, Officer Avatia, for whatever reason, during that whole emergency detention, yeah, because that was going on. So Sergeant Casillas and then Crespo were still over with the man.
Yeah.
And then during that thing going on, or like literally right after, it's either like during it or like right after, but during about the same time period, for whatever reason, Officer Avatia, he was an officer at the time, not a corporal, he starts approaching me at my vehicle while I'm eating my Taco Bell, like I said, and then he just for whatever reason decides I'm suspicious, and then he detains me. And
Yeah, no.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So anyway, I know that you're a busy man, but
Yeah, my apologies, man. But, all right. If you have any questions as far as that, I mean, like you said, you're more than welcome to do the complaint, or you can do a request form for whatever the situation happened here. I didn't get you the sequence number. Right?
oh yeah, that'd be great.
You want the sequence number?
Yes, sir. Should I just wait here, or?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Well, I don't want you thinking like I'm being a threat, or yeah. I'm always careful if I start like following a cop, you know.
Give you the sequence number. I don't know if you can read it. 2024-01-8503.
Okay.
So here you go.
Yes. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I appreciate this, officer. I really do.
Do you have any other questions? Anything else that you want me to inform you? Cases, incidences, or the process, anything like that?
No, I don't have anything like that. But I would like to just make one very quick statement before you go, and that is that I know that I'm a controversial figure, and I know that you have your professional and personal feelings about what I do about this recording thing.
I got no feeling. Like I said, I don't have no belief for anything, man. Everything has a reason, there's a purpose to it. If you have done it because of that 2018 EDO, good for you, man. Praise to you. What I believe that issue is just, if you're asking me to enforce a disorderly conduct, which we can, we don't actually need to have anything that you can record it. As long as we see it as far as the crime itself, we can do the citation. But
Well, you were standing right there.
and the issue is because, like I said, when something like that happens, it's very rare when somebody actually starts recording and then they zoom in their faces, and then it makes them uncomfortable.
That's a public sidewalk, officer.
So that's completely legal for you, man. I have no problem with you exercising your First Amendment right. But the thing is that if you're expecting this to happen constantly as a press, I mean, you're gonna face a lot of backlash, man. There's yellow journalisms that went to Guatemalans, they almost got killed. There's people that are facing death threats every day of their lives. Okay, something simple like this. I mean, if you're expecting to do news service, I've seen a lot of practices where the press, they always want to push whatever it is that they want to investigate, or what do you want to do like to exercise your First Amendment, right? Well, I mean, if you're doing
freedom
that,
of the press.
Exactly. So if you're doing that freedom of press, I mean, you're gonna expect a lot of issues, right? You're gonna expect a lot of people from your comments to talk about it in a negative way. They're gonna ask for you to do citations. They're gonna ask for you to do whatever it is that you need to prove with that freedom of press, right? And it also comes with people disagreeing with whatever it is that you're doing. So that's why I'm saying right now, I mean, to me it looks right now that you were instigating, because there's no reason for anybody to be here. I get it that it's open to the public except for this area, right? Because it's private property, it's closed, the sidewalk's open, which is fair. But you need to make sure that, I mean, if you're going to be enforcing that freedom of press, man, you need to at least face the consequences of you getting cussed at and yelled at. Because if you're expecting us to come when you're saying that we have non-transparency, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like you're shooting yourself in the foot to tell us that we're not doing our jobs, but then